I want to speak to you today about a controversial issue that could directly impact you and your family during a global health emergency. Last year, the World Health Organization's governing body made some far-reaching amendments to its international health regulations, otherwise known as the IHR regulations.
Or you might have heard of it being called the Pandemic Treaty.
These regulations establish the legal framework that gives countries rights and responsibilities for managing public health events with global impact. The deadline to reject these amendments is next week. And
it's actually today, I believe, the 19th of July.
We are rejecting them. So I'd like to explain to you why.
This is interesting, sir. It's worthwhile mentioning at this point that you've rejected them in the US, and he's going to go on to explain why, which is interesting. It's worthwhile mentioning at this stage that here in the UK, along with many other countries, we haven't. In fact, if you live in the UK, did you even hear about any of this? Right? It literally has been accepted without even a whimper. And when you hear him explain how it could look, well, it starts to raise questions on how much worse it could get, even post-2020.
The first reason is national sovereignty. Nations who accept the new regulations are signing over their power in health emergencies to an unelected international organization that could order lockdowns, travel restrictions, or any other measures it sees fit. In fact, it doesn't even need to declare an emergency. Potential public health risks are enough for it to initiate action. If we're going to give the WHO that much power, we should at least invite a thorough public debate, especially since the agreement is an official treaty and it bypasses the U.S. Senate.
Wouldn't that be a thing? Wouldn't that be marvelous if you had just a wee bit of a say, perhaps, in regards to, well, someone sneezes somewhere in the world, and the WHO, unelected, decide that that is in fact the next Mpox or whatever it is that it may be, or a bat has done something somewhere, then it's going to make 2020 look small, minute in comparison in regards to these powers and what they can do in regards to what they can decide each and every country who's part of this treaty should do. So when you thought 2020 and a few years beyond was bad, well, get a load of this. Ta-ta.